Another giant candle may be ready to hit the Bitcoin market, a candle that, in my opinion, will be critical to the health of the entire macro trend, the type of candle that will indeed send some people to profit land while others get caught like a deer in the headlights and take that one-way trip to wrecked city. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. What is going on, my friends? Today I'd like to discuss Bitcoin and the aforementioned candle that I believe may be ready to hit this market. Is it going to be as substantial as the $1,000 candle we had just several weeks ago? Are we going to see absolute destruction, hysteria, and profitability re-enter this market? And is it about to happen right now in the short term? So as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right, so we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice, this is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and observations on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. Being said, let's begin here on the 4-hour time frame. Where we currently stand, ladies and gentlemen, is just under 5,200 USD. At the time of this analysis, we are at about 51.95. This to me is right under our key level of resistance. As we can see here, I have this box outlined in red on the 4-hour time frame. Now for me, this level is roughly between 5,200 and 5,300. I believe that we have a channel painted here. We can actually go on the daily now that I've outlined that. So the channel here for me right now, ladies and gentlemen, is flush in between that $5,200 resistance and now for me at about a $49.50 support. Now, this is a level I believe we could ping pong if we are going to stay rather bearish, right? If we cannot break above this red resistance box, I believe that this is going to be a bearish confirmation. Although, if this pink box can hold and we retest, we could look to potentially break that resistance once again. So I wouldn't say all hope is lost if we plunge from this level off a rejection anywhere in this box right now, because we still could be fair game for a retest that could break it, right? Although on the contrary, if we double top there and plunge, that would be very bearish in my opinion. But right now, let's get to this candle action, all right? And why I believe that there's going to be another heinous, savage candle. And right now, I do believe that this is going to be another point, ladies and gentlemen, where many average Joes and James at the water coolers are in fact going to get wrecked, caught like a deer in the headlights, as this thing is going to catch people off guard, in my opinion, all right? So the reason for this, ladies and gentlemen, is that we did have our golden cross here, right? On the daily time frame, we can clearly see that the 50 and the 200-day moving averages crossed for the first time in quite some time. Now, what we have to understand here is that we are currently trading above all of our daily moving averages. But if we go into the 4-hour here, we're now trading below both of our old resistance levels. We're trading now below the 50 and the 100 moving average. And on the contrary, we only really have our last hope in terms of the 200 4-hour moving average, which is now in our support box here in the pink, right? So for me, if this level is purged and it does not hold as support, we will once again be trading below all of our 4-hour moving averages, the 50, the 100, and the 200. We have not done that, ladies and gentlemen, in quite some time. In fact, the last time we traded underneath all of them was back down here near the bottom in February at about $3,200 USD. Savage, heinous and a borderline debacle if you do in fact ask me. Since this bottom was stuck in here, which was our second retest of the low, right? We have not traded underneath all of our triple EMAs on the 4-hour time frame. This is a long time already now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 months of complete action above all of these moving averages. So if we do not hold at this pink support level, this will be a very bearish indicator in my opinion. Now, if that happens, here's where we start to get into the meat and potatoes, ladies and gentlemen. If that level does not hold, I do not see much sentiment here for there to be much support anywhere in this vicinity. In fact, for me, I would be looking more towards potentially the bottom of this box here. Let's actually, we'll take this box away for now. It's a better visualization of what I believe can happen here. So if we drop below this box, I believe that our next two targets for me are going to be anywhere between this 0.5 fib and the 0.618 golden Fibonacci retracement. And this, my friends, is quite a ways down in the trend. In fact, the 0.5 is at about 4,500 and the 0.618 is at about 4,200. I really love this whole area. I'm going to actually adjust this box right up to that level. I believe anywhere in this green rectangle is fair game for Bitcoin to retrace to. Now, this, my friends, is a 6% range in here. So my target is pretty loose in here. It's just anywhere in this vicinity. And the reason for this is that this would be old resistance now turning into new support. Also, looking at our fib retracements, this is a very juicy and high probability area for me to expect the Bitcoin trend to find some consolidation if we are to pull back into that region. If we are to drop below there, ladies and gentlemen, it would be very, very bearish in my opinion, as all of the Fibonacci retracements would have not been respected. We would not have respected our old resistance, which now should turn into new support, and this would bring us back down into the bearish range that we traded in for so long. But here's why it gets juicy for me, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that if we indeed drop below the 0.382 Fibonacci, I believe that we may see the bots go absolutely ham, ladies and gentlemen, ballistic in here. If this drops out, right, and we lose our support of at a bare minimum, ladies and gentlemen, a bare minimum, these two Fibonacci Don dots right here, falling at about 4,800 flat. If we purge this level and purge this level, which was our low here, I believe it could just be a straight shot, ladies and gentlemen, right into anywhere in this zone. And you see by how I'm moving this price range tool, this is ranging just from underneath that level, anywhere from 6% all the way to a 12% move, depending upon how far the sell-off would occur. And if we actually take this from the current levels where we're at, you could see this is nearly a 20% move to the downside from where we currently stand in concern to the Bitcoin price. Again, we're going to have to watch what happens here, because if we do in fact break through this resistance, flush up into the next channel once again, may we be ready to continue higher on this trend. But I believe that the writing is on the wall here, ladies and gentlemen. What we're seeing right now is that this trend is showing exhaustion. Now, that does not mean that the trend has to be done here, but there are signs. You know, here, look at the RSI on the daily, guys. We lost our upward trending support line on the RSI. We've dropped below it. We're tentatively looking now to retest. If we fail, we may plunge. If we get back above this line, it does look healthy still. I mean, there's not much to say if it does get back above that line. We're still heavily in a highly bought territory right now. The RSI is still at a 56, and we have traded and love to trade around that 70 level for quite some time. So right now, I don't want to put too much weight on there. The NVT has crossed our upward trending support line, but until we get a back test, I don't want to put too much emphasis on that either. The fact of the matter is, for me, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm watching this key resistance level right now. We are testing up to it. If 5,300 cannot be broken, I think that Bitcoin may be showing some sheer exhaustion in the trend right now. And if 53 doesn't hold, this level for me, ladies and gentlemen, of about 4,900 is going to be critical, as if 4,900 breaks, we clearly see our yellow line in the sand here at 5,400, which is exemplified by our bottom wicks on the first consolidation after our super candle. And if that breaks, ladies and gentlemen, if that 0.382 Fibonacci level is broken, my friends, I believe we could be due for a deep dive down into the crypto abyss. These moon boys will have to exchange their astronaut costumes for a diver's suit, ladies and gentlemen. Going on a scuba dive deep down into the crypto abyss with Average Joe and James at the water cooler. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, I already know on this stream today, oh, Kirby, but yesterday you said we were bullish, Kirby, oh. These moon boys, ladies and gentlemen, they can all they want. But when they and somebody else is on the right side of the trade, it's to the Lambo dealership we go. Because when these moon boys keep their bullish sentiment, regardless of what we see happening in the charts, regardless of the market sentiment, and they don't look at this market like an absolute realist, these are the ones that get crushed, ladies and gentlemen. And when Don Carbonaccio wakes up in the morning, scrambles up 2 farm fresh eggs, fries up 2 strips of Applewood smoked bacon, and pours himself a nice 24-ounce glass of Moon Boy tears, I have no respect for those that do not put in the hard work, ladies and gentlemen. Those that want to hodl, cross their fingers, and hope for the moon. Because to me, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not putting in the work, if you are not looking at this chart like a realist, then you don't deserve to reap the rewards of those that do. And ladies and gentlemen, I keep my VIPs updated with every single trade, entry, insight, strategy that I formulate and I make. Every entry, every target, every take profit, I post it exclusively for you in VIP. Shout out to my VIPs. You guys know that if this candle does in fact present itself, I do not plan to get caught like a deer in the headlights. Many will, ladies and gentlemen, but you must be ready to strike when opportunity presents itself. Set the alarms, right? Set the alarms. I see it all the time. Oh, Carbonaccio, but I was asleep and I missed it, Kirby, I missed it. The trend doesn't sleep, James, so neither do I. The trend doesn't sleep, Joe, so neither should you if you're a savage and you want to get this crypto. Trading does not conform to your sleeping habits, my friend. Trading does not conform to your picnic on a Sunday afternoon with Sally and Moonboy Montgomery, all right? If you'd like to eat sandwiches on a picnic blanket on a Sunday, that is up to you, my friend, because the savages that watch this market with an eagle eye set their alerts, look for high probability, low risk trade setups. Those are the ones that crush this market and get this crypto. And those are the type of trades that I keep my VIPs updated with, ladies and gentlemen. I look for high reward, low risk trade setups, day in, day out, 24/7 with an eagle eye. There's 2 things that I like to do on the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. 1, that's chew some bubble gum. 2, that's crush Moonboy souls. And I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm all out of bubble gum. What I got right now, ladies and gentlemen, is a vengeance inside me right now to crush this market like an absolute savage. And I will be keeping you all updated in VIP with my trades as I make them in absolute real time. Let's get this crypto. Now I'd like to move over to some other metrics here, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto Fear and Greed Index doing something very, very interesting. I'd also like to look at the rest of the market, the total crypto market as a whole, and really paint a further picture for why I believe that this candle may be ready to occur. But if you are just tuning in now, don't forget to moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell. Let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. Sheesh. All right. Let's look at the crypto fear and greed index first. What we see right now is we are at a 42 today. We were at a 41 yesterday. This is very healthy in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Look at where we're pulling back to. I would love to see this go back into the teens, at minimum into the 20s, because as we've seen time and time again, that when we drop down into the 20s or the teens, we rebound very nicely in the price back into the greedy territory, back into bullish momentum. If we stay in a bullish momentum with a very high greed index, it's very indicative that a top is going to come in. That is just historically what's happened. Of course, past performance is not indicative of future results, but it does give us a picture of what's happened in the past, and we can obviously extrapolate that into a potential possibility for the future. What I see right now is that if the greed is low, if we drop down into the teens, maybe we find our support here, right? Maybe we can continue upwards. But what I'd even really love to see, and not just from a bearish perspective, right? I'm not talking bearish, I'm talking bullish. Because if we purge down, right, and we find that fear index all the way back down in the teens, right, somewhere low, 14, 15, 12, something like that, and we are at that time testing this support cluster here between the 0.5 and 0.618 golden Fibonacci retracement, consolidating upon our prior highs, which old resistance now is looking to become new support. This, my friends, would be so healthy, right? As what we look for as traders is when the market is overly fearful, there is opportunity for those that are looking to strike. When the market is greedy, we see that there is opportunity to the downside because the market, namely the moon boys, are too exuberant, right? The moon boys, the saying for them, ladies and gentlemen, is what goes up must go up even higher. It's a debacle. For realists, what goes up generally must come down, right? And if you understand the ebbs and flows of this market, you're able to crush it. While average Joe sits there, rubbing the crystal ball, calling the psychic hotline, "Oh, madame, do you think Bitcoin's going to 20K this year? Oh." And Don Carbonaccio sits here, sipping on that tall glass of moon boy tears, looks at this realistically and understands that if it's going up, amazing, I'll play it to the upside. If it goes down, great, I will play it to the downside. Unemotional, unbiased, and ready to get this crypto, as all successful traders should be, in my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go over to the total crypto market cap. If this chart likes to load, we're a little bit laggy right now. There we are. What we can see is we are now consolidating back in our range that's been outlined. We've chopped, ladies and gentlemen, right? Support into resistance, support into resistance, support. And now we are tentatively looking to test that resistance level once again, as we are right now chopping along in the middle of the trend. In the middle of the channel, rather, excuse me. So this, to me, my friends, could be an indicator that we are going to move up just a little bit higher before we test back down. As the prior two times that we've bounced off resistance, getting tongue-tied, the past prior two times that we've bounced off support, we have gone all the way up to test our resistance. Does that mean it has to happen again? No, but it's just an interesting metric here. And on the contrary, say we don't test back up into the resistance and we test back down, this to me, my friends, would be a complete example of more exhaustion in the market, as we can already see we are forming what appears to be a downward trajectory, and if we are unable to even get up into that resistance box again, this downward trajectory may in fact be showing exhaustion inside the crypto market as a whole. Also, if we look at our RSI here, pull this up briefly, just like Bitcoin, we are now below our upward sloping trajectory that we have been on for quite some time here. Just another indicator that this trend may be losing strength. And it would be natural, in my opinion, to look to backtest this before maybe getting another failure, or it does have the power to move through and hopefully it could maintain. But for me right now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're seeing on all cylinders is potential exhaustion in the market. And I believe that as a market as a whole, it's very, very necessary for a healthy retracement and pullback before we could continue to launch further to the upside. I truly am keying in on a loss of this 0.382 Fibonacci level to start the potential fireworks that may produce one of these super candles, a giant candle that may be ready to come in the market over the course of the next few days to week. Are you going to be the one that gets caught like a deer in the headlights and takes that trip to Wreck City, ladies and gentlemen? Or are you going to be the savage that crushes it and gets this crypto? If and when life-changing trading opportunity presents itself, I like to be the one that strikes upon it like a cobra out of the grass. I do not like to get caught like a deer in the headlights. I do not plan on getting caught like a deer in the headlights. I plan on taking full advantage of the opportunity if it does in fact arise. And I will be keeping you up to date in VIP with my trades as I make them, ladies and gentlemen. If you want all my trades in real time, to the exact second that I make my trades, post my strategies, formulate my plans, I post all of that for you exclusively in VIP. I will see you in VIP right now. Shout out to my VIPs. It's time to crush this market. It's time to get this crypto. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I will see you all in VIP right now. Shout out to my VIPs. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could one last time, moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell. Let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. I'm fired up. Are you? Are you going to get caught like a deer in the headlights and take that trip to Wreck City? Or are you going to crush it, thrive, and get this crypto? The choice is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all in VIP right now. Shout out to my VIPs. I will see you in VIP right now. And until next time, my friends, be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.